We have now flipped the entire world upside down. We probably killed everybody else. I mean, how else is that supposed to work? I honestly don't know. But yeah, there's bugs. And there is that. If you do want to, I think it's just like either 50 or 100 rupees. I can't remember. It's either a purple or silver rupee. It's not really worth it. But what you do want to do is have the bunny hood and jump across. Otherwise, you do have to roll jump because you'll miss the jumps otherwise. And the whole tempo of the music has now changed. We got 10 stray fairies, which is good. Nice, we got our magic back. That's what I was wanting to happen. Also, those things are a pain in the neck to deal with. That one specifically is also pretty bad, but it's certainly something. We get rid of the block, and we find ourselves in this room, and it's completely upside down. So, if we get into a Deku flower, there's a couple things that we can do. Well, I failed at that, but the idea is to land in there with using the Deku flower, but you don't have to, you can just use your hook shot. But we get another stray fairy doing that. Oh my gosh, it's doing this again. Buzz off. Alright. We do want to jump up on that platform over there. Because what it does, it takes care of that. And I think I do actually need to play the Elegy of Emptiness for this, because there's almost not a switch in this temple that you can just press it and leave it. You have to play the Elegy of Emptiness. Because they seriously want you to use that song for some really incredibly dumb reason. Why they decided to make this the most used song in the game, I don't know. Just slowly descend under that, because I'd rather not have a problem. Alright, we got 12 stray fairies. That's really good. I'm not worrying about damage at this point. Oh, come on. And that's a chest we have to come back for. That does have a fairy in it. Yeah, we do have to at least flip it for that, which is absolutely annoying. But there's also this, which we actually do need. And this is, I believe, a key? Yeah, it needs to be a key, because we got everything else. There's nothing else for us here, so... except the door up here. That's the only other thing. Come inside here. And we run into this room. It's a bit of an odd one. Mainly because... it's one of the two rooms inside the dungeon where you can flip the dungeon. Or the rooms. Honestly, I don't know, nor do I care. It's just, you have to flip it, turn into a Goron so you can walk across, flip it again, and there you go. You can leave. And then they have another room just like it right after it, which, again, I don't know why they can't just make this one room. It makes no sense to me. There's a lot about this game I don't really understand why they didn't do it certain ways. Okay, I didn't actually need to push it that once. They do also have infinite spawning chew jellies in case you need it, because these doors do lock. And they just wanted to make sure you had all of the necessary supplies to take care of it. An arrow that gives 10, and stuff that gives a tiny bit of magic. And oddly enough, the magic one respawns more than the arrow, which... okay, I guess? I mean, it's nothing too crazy. The idea, if it wasn't obvious, is to get the... block in that little insert in the floor that has the Majora's Mask symbol on it. And you can just climb on top of it and jump in. And guess what? They didn't think you had enough of the Wizrobe. Which... the weird thing about this is it's in that weird kind of just upside down stone tower music with just like normal enemy music kind of overlaid in it. It's weird. Well, that was just rude. Take that. Link. There's nothing up there. But yeah, if you didn't see it beforehand, you would see it at this point. It's like, oh, there's a chest that I didn't get. But this one also has a fairy. I know where the 14th one is, as far as, like, we didn't get it because we couldn't. Because it's in upside down land. Well, right side up land. This is upside down. And there are Poes everywhere. Oh, really? It's not gonna let me. Alright. Oh. What? Why did... the controls for that just went completely wonk. I was telling Link to move across that small piping, and he just did not. He just jumped right off. We do want to come up here. And these guys are Death Armos, a temple guard. Look at the red mark on its chest. I know you've seen that something like that before. You hit it with the light arrow, it turns upside down, and it'll try to charge you if you walk under it. Well, charge you, like stomp down on you is what it tries to do. But if it's upside down, it kills itself doing that. But you do have a time limit on how long it stays like that. It's not infinite. So once you flip him upside down, you want to get him. Not saying you can't undo that. Like, hit him again. It's just... Come on. Getting... It teaches you how to deal with it, which it's appreciative. But where they stick the next Death Armos that we have to deal with is a bit of a jerk move. It really is. Alright, this is going to give us the key we need. And this is where we need to go. Yeah, that little small... There we go. I've been knocked off of that so many times trying to attack him, it's not even funny. I think this is, yeah, this is probably one of the only step-on switches that you can use for this. Yeah, that's where the other two are, so... It seems ridiculous, but I'm going to leave. Since I revealed those two chests. Because honestly, if I don't go ahead and do that, and flip it, it's gonna just... There's not gonna be a point to where you can easily get back. In the upside down, you have to go through the whole thing again. So... It's really just easier to go as far as you need to unlock both of those chests. And then flip it right side up again, and then get those two fairies, and so on and so forth. But we do have to go through this again. Yay! What a non-wonderful time. There we go. Alright, well, that being said, and honestly, this is the longest temple. It's kind of weird because the first temple's not very long, neither is the second temple, really. It kind of like I showed when I first streamed it, like I beat both of them in one cycle. I didn't do any of the extra stuff, and I had to go back and do those extra things, but this is one that takes a while. We only had a few more rooms to go through, honestly. But I'm just saying, this dungeon just takes a while. We've been at it since before the second night, and we're still not done. Well, thanks, Bonchu. Okay. And we want to head into this room. Head underwater. No. Oh my gosh. There we go. Actually, you know what? Since we're at the entrance, let's go ahead and just leave that way. That way we don't have to deal with it. Because that would just make it less ridiculous. But yeah, honestly, once you have that going for you, you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, it seems to do that weird glitch if you're in motion to the extent of jumping when you pause it. Alright. Now that we've gotten that taken care of, we flip this back to upside down, and we'll take care of the rest of the temple. Why they wanted to put those fairies in that kind of a precarious... Okay, never mind. Ooh, that was a bit rough. Okay. You're not freaking out on me now. That's good. Now, technically, I could go closer to the end of the dungeon, but that would be completely pointless because we don't have the boss key yet. Because you get to the boss room by going through the main room in the dungeon. Like the very first room. Flying backwards! So much fun. Alright. I hope that the puzzle stayed solved and I don't have to solve it again. Because if I have to push that block all the way back, that's going to be a bit of a nuisance. Not that I can just do it, but it's just like, really? Okay, it stays there. Good. Come on. There we go, and we need that. Great, the shakes are here. The shaking of everything. I don't know what to call it. The earthquakes. Well, they're goes that Poe. Head through here. Now we're back where we were. I want to, like, use an arrow to do that. You do actually need to go in there because you can't make it all the way to the other side. There's the other Igor I was mentioning. And those are just magic pots that throw themselves at you, so there's no point in really going towards them. Now, here's what I mean that you don't really have to... about the easiest money-making method. If you have blue bubbles and light arrows, and you hit them, they will always drop a 50 rupee. That's the easiest way to make money in this game. And at night in the Akana area, it's nothing but blue bubbles in the initial area to get here, where the graveyard is. So, yeah. And this is Gomez. There will be no end to it if you can't get those bats away from it. Does that shed any light on the situation? He's got to be one of my favorite designs for like a mini boss, honestly. It's a Grim Reaper type. He's not difficult to fight at all. And if you just try to attack him like that, it's infinite bats and you can't get rid of him. You do have to use the light arrows to get rid of them. But after a few times of hitting him, you got him. I think it's a cool character that they made. And lo and behold, we get ourselves a boss key. Yeah, you come all this way just to get the boss key. I guess I could have waited till I got the boss key and then did the rest of it. That's probably a better way to do it. But I just wanted to go ahead and get that done. But it truly, if you're wanting to do it more efficiently than getting the boss key, then leaving and grabbing the rest of it, is the best way to do it. You want to hookshot that, and we have our key. And yes, there is that Igor still there. This guy actually shoots lasers out of his eyes. The other one was kind of a more of a passive-aggressive. This guy's an aggressive guy. But we take care of him. Not much of a problem. And it drops one last chest. And this dungeon actually has two dungeon items. One was the light arrows, and the other is the Giant's Mask. Within the mask lies the might of a giant, but can you use its power anywhere? But you can't use its power... You can't use it everywhere, I'll put it that way. There's only one place in the entire game where you can use it, and that's for this boss. It's actually kind of odd. There's 2 masks in the entire game that they limit it to where you can actually use it. The Giant's Mask being one of them. Alright, come on. There we go. Got some of that magic. Yeah, normally at this point it's like, oh, I can hit that other crystal to unlock the chest with the fairy in it. Okay, so there's 2 ways to go about this boss fight. One of them is with light arrows, the other is with the Giant's Mask. I'm just gonna go say the Giant's Mask makes this a lot easier, but you can use the light arrows. This is Twinmold. A lot better boss than the other 2, even though it's a very passive boss fight. It's very bizarre. You can fire your light arrows at its tail and hurt it, but that takes a lot more magic than just doing this. Yeah, you can't hit its face, you have to hit its tail. Yeah, it's pretty much... Oh no, you can't hit its head, it just wasn't working. I don't know why. But after a few hits, one of them will take the fall. You have to defeat both of them to defeat the boss. It's not a hard boss, honestly. They do change this in the 3DS version to where you don't get the Giant's Mask until you defeat, I think it's the red one, and then the blue one you fight with the Giant's Mask. It's a bit of an interesting change that they did, and I actually don't know which one I prefer more. Okay. There we go. He's moving pretty quickly. What in the world? There we go. But yeah, they also changed it when you use the Giant's Mask. You couldn't use your sword, you just punched everything. Which was bizarre within itself. And you basically had to fist fight the second Twinmold. You have freed the innocent spirit of the Dark Mask, has imprisoned. Well, we've helped all of you. That's all we can do. Call us? That's what they're saying. Without being told, we understand. So now you'll help us in exchange. We'll call you from atop the clock tower, so do something about him, alright? What? Their voices sound sad. I didn't read that last part. My bad. forgive your friend? Forgive our friend? What do you mean by forgive? Huh? What friend? She's probably got... tattle. You've got about as bad of a memory as Navi. Grief. Well, this essentially is a... I'm not sure exactly what that was supposed to entail, but this is kind of like, oh, the spirits are being freed. They're no longer held down by anything kind of deal. It's a whole bunch of stuff like that. We also would like to free the fairy, the Great Fairy. I'd like to not forget this and have to go through that in temple again. Because I've done that before and that was annoying. I'm just saying, whenever I see this fairy and I see her hair, it just reminds me of a giant banana. I know this is completely off topic, but it's just like a giant banana peel. Anyway, oh compassionate young one, I am the Great Fairy of Kindness. Thank you for returning my broken and shattered body to normal. As thanks, I grant you the fairy sword. We got ourselves another sword. Yeah, it's set to the C buttons, which makes absolutely no sense, but whatevs. With the black roses etched into it, the Great Fairy Sword is the most powerful of all blades. Come see me whenever you are overcome by weariness. Bye. Yeah, I guess because they don't have like a Link equip screen like they did in Ocarina of Time, they set the Great Fairy Sword, which is basically this version of the Bigoron Sword, to a C button. Yeah, you can't use your shield with it, but it does more damage than the Gilded Sword. Let's see how they're doing. Okay. Keep it a secret. So once he calms down a bit. Oh. I wasn't intending that, but you know what? Let's go ahead and go. I thought she said something about, well, since everything's kind of back to normal here, we're not gonna really worry about it. Like, as far as, like, we'll go back hunting kind of thing. That's what I thought was said, but I guess I was wrong. How much? I only need one for another heart container. We'll see. Anyway, if we head this way, which is upriver, we run into this. Secret shrine behind waterfall. Now awaiting challenges of bold visitors sure of their might. I wonder who that could have been. We couldn't do anything here previously because we didn't have the light arrows. That's the only way you can get in here. Now, it has like a magic beam thing, but that's just to get those 1 rupees. It ain't worth it.
It seems somehow you've managed to send Ikana's wandering spirits into peace. But outside of Ikana, there are still swarms of wandering spirits with lingering regrets. The ones in this room want to meet you again and have been waiting here for quite a while. Go see them if you feel like it. I'm sure they'll welcome you.
Now, you can do this in any order, but there is a requirement, and that's these. This shows you how many heart containers you have to have for you to enter it. We have more than 4, so we should be fine. And guess what? It is Dino Floss! What ain't a rematch? Yeah, one hit from this kills the Dino Floss. They're kind of a joke at this point in our adventure. But it does grant us a treasure chest, and this treasure chest is none other than 100 rupees. I do want to go and deposit the money real quick. I forgot that it was 100 rupees. I thought it was a piece of heart for each one, but no. That was not the case, so we'll go ahead and deposit the 500 and then come back, because we're going to get 100 for each one of these fights. There's 4 in total. And I want to make sure I have a room for all that money. That's also an easy way to get some money, is doing that fight over and over again. Doing those every 3 days. Once you get to that point, if you still need to get the money. I forget how much money you actually need for this to work. Yeah, I think it's like 5,000 in this version. They make it 2,000. I believe it's 2,000 in the other version, in the 3DS version. They drastically cut what you need for that piece of art, because that's what you're aiming for at this point, is to deposit enough money to where he's like, oh my gosh, you've saved so much money here, I gotta give you something, and he gives you a piece of art. It is one of the most laborious things in existence, but, you know, there you go. Oh, I need to do this again? Well, that's just plumb rude. Alright, well, whatever. Head to the left, and in this one you need 6. And guess what? Wizroad once again. This is the 3rd time this cycle. What I wouldn't give to have a game without this annoying Wizroad. Thankfully, he's only in this one game. But it's just an annoying one. Oh. Well, you're dead. Because Great Fairy Sword is awesome. I'm trying to think of whether or not I can actually do the final one. I don't know if I have enough hearts for it. That's why I'm kind of like, I might not be able to do this yet. But I'm going to see if I can. Let's actually just go ahead and go to that final one to see. Because it'll stop you if you can't. Because you need 4, 8, 16. Yee. If you want to meet the one in this room, then extend your life energy more. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh my gosh, I just need one piece of heart. That's sad. Well, so much for actually grabbing that. Well, I have to come back here anyway. Jeez, I don't want to have to fight Twinmold again. Okay, that was really bizarre. Don't know why Link just randomly walked off like that, but okay. Oh gosh. I'm trying to think of what piece of heart I don't have. One. That's from destroying that. Getting 2 of those from that side quest. And then there is the 4 from there.